What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy. We just broke a couple of different records that you might not know about. The first one, pretty crazy. This is a long time record. Take a look here at this. You won't believe how old this record is. We're going back a couple, maybe million years on this one. Yeah, for 2 straight days, the global average temperature spiked into uncharted territory. Yeah. This July 4th was hot, the Earth's hottest day on record. In fact, yeah, that's right. July 4th was the hottest day on Earth since they have been recording temperatures here on Earth. The hottest day ever. And in fact, July 5th, I don't know if all the data's in yet, but July 5th may have been hotter than July 4th. That's how hot it has been, not just in the US, but across the entire globe. In addition to this, the entire month of June was the hottest ever. The hottest ever. And it's not just really the heat. It's not really just the heat. We're seeing really, just things like, Portland approaches 100 degrees, fire threat remains. These pesky fires that, are sending smoke all across the entire United States. Canada wildfires. You actually can see an interactive map here of the Canadian wildfires. This is directly from the Canadian government. This one's kind of a little hard to read here with this map. And a lot of this is because, well, it's the hottest month and hottest days that we've ever seen on Earth, which is kind of crazy. But this map, this other map here, this map right here from NASA actually might be a little bit better here. These are the active fires, wildfires here in the US and Canada, active right now. And the heat plays a big role in this because of how hot it is. I'll get to another problem here in a second because of the heat. But you can see Canada is literally on fire. Take a look here at the country of Canada. You can see a large portion of it is on fire. You can also see parts of the United States are on fire. Wildfires happening in portions of the United States that you might not even know about unless you've seen it on your local news and you happen to be close to those areas. These are things that might not be reported. And if the wildfires here in the United States, the smoke coming into the United States weren't such a big news story, you might not have heard about that either. But yeah, you can see how much is actually on fire. And we've heard about this in the past here recently about, wildfires in California and other things here. And that's not just it. That's not just it. We're also seeing here grid failures here as well. We're seeing stories like this. Energy experts sound alarm about U.S. electric grids not designed to withstand the impacts that we're seeing right now. We're also seeing stories like this. Triple digit heats prompt concerns about states' power grids and possible roadway damage from the heat being so hot. It's literally breaking down the roads in areas like Houston and Texas, where they're seeing triple digit heats on multiple days in a row, some days. And the energy grid is particularly a problem because, well, this has been going on for several years now. And, it's one of those things where it's like, you knew this was a problem. You knew Texas has had problems in the winter. They've had problems in the summer. California, same thing. And it's just like, well, year after year after year, we continue to see these problems. And it's like, well, are you going to do anything about it? And it's not really just these two states, albeit these two states really kind of the largest population wise. And it's like, these are tens of millions of people. Combine them, it's almost like hundreds of millions of people. And it's like, how long is this going to go on? And we're now setting records for the hottest days ever. I mean, you can let me know your thoughts here in the comments. And that wasn't really the only records that we set here over the July 4th weekends. And you can let me know your thoughts here on this record. Take a look here at this.
This is not just a Baltimore thing. We have to be honest. This is the United States of America. This is our longest standing public health challenge. And we need to focus on gun violence, regardless of where it happens, right? Whether it's in inner city Baltimore, whether it's in suburbia, whether it's in rural America.
The mayor of Baltimore after another deadly holiday weekend in America. Now, data shows there were at least 17 mass shootings across the country. The deadliest was in Philadelphia, where a shooter opened fire at random, killing 5 people. NBC News' George Solis has more.
The accused shooter, 40-year-old Kim Brady Carragher, appeared in a Philadelphia court, facing multiple charges for the July 3rd rampage that police say killed 5, including 15-year-old DeJuan Brown. His grandmother, Odessa Brown, heartbroken, saying her grandson was killed while trying to help another gunshot victim.
What's going through your mind?
It's horrible. Just to know that my baby's going for no reason.
2 children were also injured when, according to police, the shooter fired more than 50 rounds aimlessly, including at a Jeep, inside a mom and her 3 young children. The shooter was heavily armed with an AR-15 style rifle and handgun, wearing a ski mask and bulletproof vest, according to investigators. Authorities say some who live with Carragher say the shooter frequently wore a bulletproof vest. And now authorities saying the shell casings recovered at the scene match shell casings found at the home, along with a handgun, ammunition, and a will.
I believe they thought he was getting more and more agitated as the days were passing, and their way of dealing with it was just to avoid it and not interfere with him.
According to the city's Office of the Comptroller, in Philadelphia, there have been 190 fatal shootings this year. Philly Mayor Jim Kenney calling for gun reform at a news conference today that was planned before Monday's mass shooting.
Make no mistake, the root of the problem is the proliferation of guns in our city and in our country. Guns are the common denominator in every single shooting.
Executive Director of Moms Demand Action, Angela Farrell-Zabala, joins me now. Moms Demand Action put out a statement with a snapshot of gun violence from the weekend. This snapshot, it's just a lot. What is your reaction today, Angela?
I mean, this is absolutely horrendous. But again, here we are. This is what happens when you have extremist politicians and courts that have a guns everywhere agenda that we're seeing carried out. Communities are devastated. Just think about the fact that we had at least 538 shootings from Friday to Tuesday. 538. 199 people were shot and killed, and at least 520 or more were shot and wounded across 43 states and DC. This is outrageous. And as we saw in Philly, we're thinking about how these things don't have to happen. It's not an inevitability. We actually can have strong gun laws. We should make sure that not everyone has a gun. It shouldn't be guns everywhere culture. We also know that the shooter had a ghost gun. And this is absolutely heinous.
Yeah, so 538 shootings over the long holiday weekend and 17 mass shootings. Yikes. You guys can let me know your thoughts on this, but absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal. And the numbers are honestly only going up. Honestly, only going up. Remember, here in the United States, we have more guns than we have people. So you guys can let me know your thoughts here on this in the comments. I'll keep you up to date here with everything happening here in our country and around the world on a daily basis. So if you haven't yet, make sure to click the subscribe button down below and the bell icon. And thank you so much for liking and sharing these videos. Click here to see my new video on Is War with China Imminent? Or you have 10 days left before this happens. Click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.